Visual Arts Alliance. Visual Arts Alliance was founded in 1981 as an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that provides exhibition and education opportunities to Houston area artists and collectors. We do this through a variety of events and programs. So this month I get to bring you up to speed on quite a bit of things, so I hope you've got a couple minutes. Press pause and go get some coffee. The highlights of this message include the institution of a 50% rebate for new and returning memberships. When you become a member or your membership renews at $50, you will be receiving a $25 rebate back through the PayPal system with a note from us explaining why. We are offering that from April of 2020 to April of 2021. We are continuing our weekly artist check-ins. These are Zoom-based events where artists, creative people just get together and talk. We have a new private group on Facebook, which I'll talk about. And I'm very happy to announce that our 37th juried membership exhibit will happen in the fall. This will be a virtual exhibit with an LA art critic as our juror. So those are the highlights for this month. So I'd like to read to you the statement from the board regarding the rebate. We are going to provide a 50% refund on new and returning memberships as we receive them. We want to encourage members to stay involved, and we understand that there are some who are faced with financial difficulties. We will do this for new and returning members from April 2020 to April 2021. Your membership will stay in place for the following year, at which time you can renew as normal. Please allow us up to 2 weeks to do this for you. Please know that VAA will not have any real-life events until all of Houston's cultural programs are open. For example, the commercial galleries, the nonprofit art spaces, and the museums. Furthermore, the board decided that we will not have any in-person events until the board has a unanimous vote in agreement to doing that. So we're being very conservative for not only ourselves, but our members and anyone who comes to our events. Okay, so in exhibitions, we currently have the 13th juried invitational. Volker Eisley is still our juror of Rudolph Bloom Fine Art. However, the exhibition will be on exhibit.com with 2 B's. Will not be in his gallery space, the Rudolph Bloom Fine Art on Richmond Avenue. We're not having the exhibit there. We're having it on exhibit.com. That will be the first time we've used that platform. We're going to follow that up with the 37th juried membership show. And we have Shayna Nice Dambrot, who is the art critic for the LA Weekly. She is on board to be the juror for our fall show. Very excited about that, and the link to the prospectus is in the newsletter. The next educational program we have coming up is Saturday, June 13th. Get familiar with the wall behind me because you will see it again. Our Vice President, Eric Hagen, will be talking to the assistant curator at the Menil Drawing Institute about his work, and that will be Facebook fed as this is also. We are continuing with our third Monday critique night. This is on the Zoom platform. We're getting outstanding participation. People are enjoying being able to show work and talk about other people's work through the Zoom platform. We're continuing to do that this month, so that will be on June 15th. We also are continuing our series of sketch socials. That's on the third Wednesday of the month. Again, participation has been the same virtually as it has been in person, so that's very encouraging. Our weekly artist check-ins are another Zoom meeting place. The artist check-in, though, there's no particular point to it. There's no plan, there's no presentation, there's no outline. It's just people dropping in and talking about whatever it is they want to talk about. I do like the show and tell when artists show up and they show us, something that they're working on. But it can just run the gamut of, what you're doing today, how you're dealing with things, important events in your life that you want to share with your friends. It's just a chance to commune with others outside your own house right now. So that's the artist check-in. Now, it's a lot going on. I hope you've stayed with me this whole time. Please feel free to contact any of us through our emails that are available on our website. And I look forward to seeing you virtually soon.
Great. Thank you, Matt. I didn't see any questions come in from our live session here, but anything else you want to chat about?
That's why I wanted the newsletter, to make sure I covered everything, and I did. Oh,
yeah.
2 more things, because this is June 1st. We have a new exhibitions program, exhibitions committee chairman, and that's Richard Hall, right? So we want to welcome Richard Hall onto the board beginning now, because June 1st is our fiscal year. And also we have a new programs chair, James Booker. He's come on board to keep our programs going.
Of course, provisional chairs until our membership has a chance to vote them in.
And when we get a membership chair, that's the big thing for us right now.
So we're still looking for that. So if somebody wants to get involved that's watching this programming, please come and talk to us at VAA, because we have lots of opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, membership chair. Coordinating the workshops, I think, is a fun job to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to get the workshops going, which both you and I have done, you know, workshops ourselves. So I think it's a fun opportunity for someone. You. So no, thank you for, you know, we got a couple more members on our team this year. Yeah, Richard and James.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And this is fun for us. This is our first time that we've gone live anytime. This is the first time we've gone live.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the first video president's message was a couple months ago.
Yeah, and that was recorded. So here we are live. So welcome everybody.
It's time to think different.
Yeah,
it's time to think different. And I'm hoping, speaking of thinking different, that we're going to have a program come to us out of Florence, the head of art history at the British Institute in Florence, of which I'm a fan. I'm in communication with him about giving us a program. We haven't worked out the details yet, but I'm hoping, because of these, you know, we can do this by Zoom, that we'll have an educational program about, you know, my favorite topic, which is Renaissance Florence. So I'm excited about that. Getting the juror from California is a lot easier now that there's no travel involved.
Yeah, cheaper for us to hire. We don't have to get plane tickets. We don't have to put the person up. And we get to expand our pool of jurors to include a national or even international juror pool. So we're getting some, people from outside of Houston, and that's really exciting.
And I'm excited about Shayna, because I did not know that she has a warm heart for Houston. She was in Houston visiting for PhotoFest in March. Houston was the last city that she'd been to before the lockdown, and the Menil was the last museum she had gone to before the lockdown.
No kidding.
So her involvement in the LA scene has a lot of overlap here. And Melissa Richardson Banks, are you watching? So I found out that they're besties because Melissa's from LA.
I see. That's cool.
And I've met her, of course, here in Houston. So they're good friends. So there's overlap already. Yeah. So I think that's really exciting.
Yeah. Super. Well, I'm excited to participate in the exhibition program and moving forward. It'll be a virtual program, so you'll be able to go in and see the exhibit virtually. There's an actual floor space with paintings hanging on the wall, and you'll be able to see them on your computer. And we'll have a net. Wherever the internet goes, you can see our exhibition.
It's interesting walking through the space. I'm seeing a lot of art shows happening online. Mm-hmm. So, for example, the Watercolor Society Houston WASH. It's a virtual, air quote, but I look at what they have, and it's a page of thumbnails, JPEGs, and you can look at the individual JPEGs.
I see.
And what I like about what we're going to do on the exhibit platform is it is truly virtual, in that you are walking through a virtual space and looking at walls in this designed room, which, as Eileen said at our last check-in, she's like, well, don't know how that's really going to feel. I said, I understand.
Yeah.
It's going to feel not ideal. but it's the best we can do, and artists can still build their resume.
Yeah.
And that's what is so important for me, is to allow artists, or to give artists opportunities to grow, and the artist resume is how that happens.
You know, as an artist, connecting with an arts writer from LA was an awesome opportunity for me to, you know, to build a national audience, to get exposure that otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to do. So
Yeah.
I think this is.
I want to tell you what next juror that we're thinking of, but I can't.
You can't.
It's way. They don't even know they're on the radar.
Can you tell me a job title?
No, I don't want to get too excited. I've been down this road before, and I get excited about a potential juror, and it doesn't work out for whatever reason.
Right.
But just that we're looking forward.
Yeah.
You know, at our board meeting, we just mapped out 3 exhibits a year for 2020, 2021, and 2022. I mean, we have 3 exhibits, you know, already kind of, you know, penciled in.
It's interesting when we go back. You know, once we're, you know, there's a vaccine and we can physically step space into a shared space. It'll be interesting to see what we carry forward. I think, you know, going live and using cameras, I think will be something that we'll have become used to doing. So we'll continue to do that. For example, these kind of live addresses will be a lot of fun. And we'll be able to engage our membership. We'll have comments, we can respond to questions. But then also in the exhibition space, that'll be interesting, because are we going to have both a physical and virtual exhibition?
That's what Dom said to me the other day, because I was talking about just this, and he said, well, why don't you just do both? And I was thinking, oh, well, maybe we'll do the Invitational, which is a smaller show, do that on the exhibit platform, whereas the membership open shows, we'll do those in person. He's like, no, do both for each. And is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because why not?
I just haven't. It's never been an option.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know why not.
I never thought about it before.
You know, just this software that you found to do this
Yeah.
is interesting.
Yeah. This is a lot of fun. This is, you know, in the equipment is just a couple. I had an iPad and an iPhone, and I set them up as virtual cameras, and I bought $100 microphone. So it's a really nice microphone. And here we are. We're set, having a great conversation.
Oh, so the audio is going through this, not.
Correct.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
I do wish y'all could see the setup here in his garage. It's kind of awesome. And I wonder how that's going to change.
Yeah.
You know, if we'll be able to have this dual camera. All right, we need to think about, and would love some ideas from you guys. How can we activate an exhibition that doesn't have an in-person reception? The opening reception, boy, didn't we just get used to assuming when a show opens, there's a reception. We just took that for granted.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that. What do we do? And I want feedback. What do we do? Do we do this kind of a setup, you know, with the juror?
Absolutely, we do. We go live with the juror and have her or him talk about who, you know, they can give their address as they would at a live event, and make awards to the winners of the exhibition.
I think that would be important.
Mm-hmm. And with this new production software, we can bring in the paintings and or sculptures and show them in the background with a little window of the juror speaking. So we can easily switch back and forth between different scenes and make it more interesting and more useful for someone to actually watch.
So Volker, if you're watching, we need to have a conversation. Because we haven't talked about it. I did talk to Shayna about this, and she's during a couple shows in the meantime, and they're also figuring out these kinds of things. And when they figured out, she's going to share with me what those organizations did.
Yeah, good.
To which I said, thank you.
Yeah. And also, you know, we're sitting in the same physical space right now, and we're sharing, you know, we're sitting what about 10 feet apart, and we have a microphone on. But this software will allow us to bring in outside feeds. So we
Okay.
can combine this. I can bring in a feed from anywhere in the world and bring it in.
Because maybe Volker would be sitting
Yeah.
in his gallery,
Yeah.
and we'd be sitting at home.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but those sorts of ideas, we need to think different. We are a community,
Mm-hmm.
and always looking for new ideas. So don't be shy. Would really love some ideas on how to activate an exhibition, because it's very celebratory, isn't it?
It is.
When the
It's
artists come
starting.
together and their friends and their family
Yeah.
and collectors come in, and when we get some
Mhm.
writers and other people interested in the art scene all coming together, it's just amazing energy that over the years I've taken for granted.
Yeah, maybe we work Zoom into this. So if you wanted to join via, have that community with live community with the people joining together, I can't imagine how that would work because, in an actual exhibition, you've got 20 different small conversations happening and mixing, and I don't know how to duplicate that with Zoom. Or
Like
any
you just
other
said, well, why not?
Hmm?
Why not? Let's just do it.
Yeah, well, we'll certainly do
So
it.
so the
Try
opening
something.
is at, I don't know, whatever time we put it at. Typically it's from 6 to 8, and the juror statement awards come on at 7.
Mhm.
Let's just do that by Zoom, and if someone wants to join in Zoom, they can.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an option. It's just like what we're doing now with our weekly check-in and 3rd Monday and the
Mhm.
sketch social. Nothing's required, but just to leave it as an option.
We'll think about this and figure out the best mix of technology and.
Yeah, what do you do?
package
Turn
it.
off Zoom at 7 and then turn on whatever this software is at 7 o'clock?
Or both. Like have somebody, maybe if people are at home anyway, they can watch Zoom on their iPhone or whatever device, and on their computer they can look at the juror presenting in front of a different painting. Something like that.
Because we can mute everyone with one click. And then the speaker can share his screen,
We can do
and
that.
he could have the artworks.
We can do that. Actually, that's hard for the juror. Not all jurors are going to be technically savvy. So I think what we do is we run it through this production software, and we can control what's being presented in the background, and we can control the juror's image so that they don't have to worry about all that.
In
We
this,
were-
not Zoom.
Correct.
So at 7 o'clock, it would be a switchover.
Or we do both at the same time.
Is everybody enjoying watching us make sausage?
Exactly.
But that's what it is.
Yeah,
All these
exactly.
little, nuts and bolts details.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just need to think about it. And since we're doing the invitational, and all the artists involved, it's going to be very insular.
Mm-hmm.
That when we have a problem, no one's going to, lose their spaghetti over it, right? Because we're all, part of the same tribe, and it'll be our chance to fix these nuts and bolts, hopefully.
Wow, we've been 20 minutes. We are still, apparently, according to this, still live. I just double checked to see if we were broadcasting to make sure that we weren't talking just to ourselves.
And that would be okay. I think 20 minutes is fine. I say sign off.
Okay. Been fun.
See you.
Ciao. Another question is, how do we sign off? Finish. There we go. End broadcast.